All right. Okay. So, Sawa. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And this is Bob. We're in Bob, and it's a beautiful morning here. We actually just woke up not long ago, and it's a beautiful morning here. I live in Tampa, Florida. Ali anajua Florida hapa. Yeah. So, anyways, I live in Tampa, Florida. The weather in Florida right now, it's really nice. It's not very hot. It's not cold either. In fact, actually, this is like the best time of the year. Mostly the other parts of the country, it's usually cold. But when it comes to Florida, our weather is just like Kenya. So you don't really have to worry about the cold if you're here. So anyways, so I'm in Florida, Tampa. It's a small city by US standards, because here in the US we got a lot of big cities. This city is smaller than Nairobi, but it's a very nice city. Very small, very clean. You know, a lot of nice things, nice malls, beaches, you know, and there is also good schools here. Like, for example, if you really want to come and study here, yeah, there is some schools here. There is University of South Florida. There is the University of Tampa. So those are very close actually to where we live. Yeah. So anyways, you guys, as you can see, the topic of today's discussion is whether it's worth your effort in terms of money, resources, and all that. Is it worth it for you to come and study here in the US? Yeah. So anyways, before I discuss that, yeah, so there's a bee here that is disturbing me. Maybe I need to stay. Okay, so anyways, so before even we get into whether it's worth it or not, I think the first thing that you need to ask yourself is this: like, how much does it cost for you to actually study here in the US? Yeah. If you follow me and you don't know my background, I came to the US as a student. So I came here in 2009. So nimekuwa huku for 13 years now. Yeah, 13 years, yeah. And a lot has changed, but personally, it didn't change much. A lot in terms of, you know, my career journey. Nikakuja, went to school, then graduated, struggled kidogo here and there, got into corporate, got a good job. Then after that, left the job, then started my organization. I'll be answering the questions. You guys can put them there. I'll answer them at some point. So anyways, I graduated, then got a job, a very good job for that matter. And then after that, left the job and started my organization. So it's been a journey, a good one for that matter. But apart from that, I'm still the same Bob, yeah? So not much has changed in that aspect. So anyway, so when it comes to studying here in the US, and I usually like on discussing about studying here as a master's student, because that's really the journey that I took. I can't talk about undergraduate, and yet, you know, I never went through the undergraduate route coming to the US, right? I also can't really talk about PhD, because, you know, I never came as a PhD student. So I came as a master's student, and I know pretty much everything. I'm an expert when it comes to matters to do with studying in the US as a master's student, okay? And that's really what I want to focus on. So, you know, when it comes to cost of studying here, you have to figure it out, man. I mean, like, how are you gonna pay for your education? You see, I get a lot of people make that mistake of, you know, they want to come here, but they don't really, like, they have no means of studying. You understand? Like, you can't just come to the US as a student and expect to work and pay your school fees. I mean, there is work and all, but at least when you are back home, you need to have the funds. Like, you need to know where are you gonna get the money to study. You can't just come blindly, because I see that with a lot of our people, and it's a very, very risky move. Huh? I know a lot of people out there, especially those, if you have families here in the US, they will tell you, hey, you know what, just come, you know. They tell you, just come, you'll figure out once you're here. You see, that's a very wrong approach, you know, and that's why we get a lot of our people here. They come here and they struggle so much, you know. You guys may not know this, but we have so many people here in the US. A lot of our people actually struggling with, you know, immigration, especially with the immigration papers. Yeah. So when you come here as a student and you are not able to go to school for one reason or another, you're gonna be an illegal immigrant, you know. So, and if you're an illegal immigrant, it's gonna be very hard for you to like get really good jobs in corporate, even though you are smart and you're good, you know. I mean, you're gonna be living in fear. So these are some of the things that a lot of people never tell you. But when you're here, you're gonna realize that it's a big deal to have the right documents for you to live and work here in the US. Okay. So you really need to find where you're gonna get the money for you to study here in the US. On average, a master's program will cost you probably on average about $50,000. $50,000. Okay, that should be your budget. Now, once you figured that out, yeah, so what are the other costs that are associated with that process of coming and studying here, right? Because in as much as, let's say, for example, you have the funding on this end, you still need the money for you actually to make that journey to the US, right? You need, for example, once you start the process, you will need money for the school application. Averagely, I wouldn't advise you to apply to just one school, right? So on average, you should apply to about 3 schools. And assuming each school is around $50, $60, $70, because that's usually the average application fees. So if you're talking about 3 schools, you already need about $200. Just school applications, yeah? So that's the first thing. Secondly, once you apply to schools, then after that, you will need to, once you get the admission, let's say, for example, you figured out how you're gonna pay for the school here, right? The cost of studying here. So once you apply to schools and you get admission, you have to figure out where you're gonna get the money for visa fees. So visa fees, it's around, at the moment, it's around $170. So that's how much? Around 20,000 Kenya shillings. You have to figure that out. There's also something called service fee. It's an immigration fee that you pay before actually you go to the embassy to seek a visa, right? So that's usually around $350. And then they usually, if you're paying through Western Union, they'll add like about $10. So around $360. So $360, that's how much? About 40-something thousand Kenya shillings. So that's the upfront fee before even you go to the embassy. Now, you might go to the embassy, you might get the visa, you may not get it. Chances are that you will be denied because not many people get visas unless you're really, really well prepared. So let's assume you get the visa, yeah? You are lucky enough, you did your homework, and you get the visa. Then, of course, you will need money for your... Sometimes the school may require you to do some immunization, which may cost you around $200 on average. Then, of course, your air ticket. The tickets are now going down. Last summer, it was crazy because I think that's when the COVID ended and pretty much everybody wanted to travel. Like, we were bringing our students here. Some of them we were paying almost $2,000. Some of the students actually. Yeah, so it was crazy. But now I can see they're kind of like normalizing now, yeah? So you're getting tickets around the same price that you normally get. So let's say on average around 1,000, maybe 1,200. That's gonna be your air ticket. And then on this end also you have to figure out where you're gonna stay. Okay, you know, your accommodation. Accommodation here is usually on average about $600 a month. Then add another maybe $600 for your what do you call it, deposit, right? So it's around over $100. I mean, sorry, over $1,000. So it's a lot of money. Like that money for the relocation, it's a lot. Okay, it's a lot. You have to figure out where you're gonna get all that, right? And then now add that to the cost of studying here, right? Your tuition and living expenses, right? So I always advise people, right? Like there's options out there when it comes to studying here in the US, and especially if you want to come and study mostly STEM programs, yeah? So, and what do I mean by STEM? STEM basically means, it's an acronym for science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Science, technology, engineering, mathematics. If you're taking up a STEM program, you are very marketable here in the US and across the world, not just the US. And also even here in the US government actually gives you up to 3 years of post-graduation work authorization, which is a big deal. Okay, because once you graduate here, once you come here to the US, you'll be on a student visa. Then if you want to live and work here long term, you actually have to figure out how to transition from being on a student visa to actually living and working in the US long term. So for that you need a work visa. So you use that optional practical training as a way of figuring it out, like trying to look for those employers that can potentially sponsor you, because you really have to find a company that can sponsor you. So you use that time for you to find those employers can potentially sponsor you for you to live and work here. Getting sponsored is not that easy. Because I usually see a lot of our people, a lot of students, a lot of international students coming here and thinking that, just because you're on F1 and you've done your MBA or whatever it is, F1 it's basically student visa, yeah? So if I keep on saying F1, because F1 means student visa. So, but a lot of people think like it's easy to transition. Like once you get here on a student visa, it's not that hard to get a job and a company that can sponsor you. I can tell you for sure, it's gonna be the hardest thing that you'll ever face as a student once you graduate, yeah, to figure out where you can get sponsored, like get a company that is willing to give you the papers. Because here's the thing, for a company to really sponsor you, you have to have really good skills. You basically have to have skills that most Americans don't have. For example, technology, engineering, those kind of skills. Now, kama umetoka huko nyumbani and umekuwa ukifanya kazi ya hizi kazi watu wanafanyanga, a lot of graduates, because kuna shida sana huko nyumbani, writing, academic writing, right? Ama maybe ulikuwa umepata ka job kama teller, kama mimi huko kwa bank. Those kind of skills, like those are not like really good skills that the company inaweza kusponsor. You understand? Like you really have to have like those skills that you can solve complex problems for companies. Okay, a company just, here's the thing, like there's no company out there will pay for your sponsorship, because actually it costs money in terms of lawyer fees and that whole process of filing for you. No company will spend so much money to employ you for you to be a data entry clerk, for example. They can get so many Americans around Why would they spend money on you to sponsor you for you to do some clerical jobs? You understand where I'm coming from, right? So that's why it's very, very important to have those skills. And if you don't have the skills, don't worry, because actually part of what we do, and this is also something that a lot of our, like a lot of my audience out there and those who even know what we do here through the Kenya Lift program, part of what we do is actually to prepare you for the job market, for you to have those skills, yeah? Because it's very, very important, if you really want to go out there and actually get a good job, get the right documents to live and work here. I mean, you can't ignore the fact that you need the right skills. It's just so obvious. But a lot of people actually, when they are back home, they don't know about these things. In fact, actually, even those who know about the Kenya Lift program, they just think we are just bringing students to come and study.
You're watching Success with Bob Mwiti Show, presented to you by Appstech America. Appstech America is a consulting company that helps immigrants find amazing higher education and job opportunities in the tech industry in the United States. You can find our programs by going to www.appstechamerica.com. Appstech America will wake you up to the unlimited potential within you.
Actually, that's just one part of this thing. Like, there's so much. I mean, we are solving a big problem for our people. A big one. Big problem. A lot of our people here, they come as students, they are not able to get really good jobs. You see, unajua ukiwa uko nyumbani, huwezi ujua, a lot of our people here are struggling. In the sense that as much as there is money here in the US, also you have to be also, money is relative. Someone can be earning, let's say, for example, $20 an hour, and they think it's a lot of money. But I always challenge really bright, smart Kenyans, smart Africans out there. Like, for you to come here in the US and you have a master's degree and you're earning $20, honestly, I mean, that's not good. It might sound like it's a lot of money back home, right? Because I mean, when you say like $20 an hour, okay. Sasa, if you are watching me and you're hearing me talking about $20 an hour, and I'm like, you think like Bob is saying $20 an hour, it's not a lot of money, and in Kenya probably it's about what, maybe 2,000, 2,300, I don't know, right? But 20,000, I mean $20, sorry, $20. Here in America, if you're earning $20 an hour, and you're working for 8 hours, that's how much? 20 times 8, 160. Then for 5 days, that's about 20 times 40. That's about $800 a week. So in a month, 800 times 4, that's 3,200. Hiyo ni kitu kama how much? That's around 350,000, maybe close to 400,000 Kenya shillings. Now, it may sound like it's a lot of money, but you see, also here in the US, maybe if you're staying in a nice apartment, I mean, like a decent apartment, yeah, not like the best of the best, you'll probably be paying around, let's say, for example, here in Tampa, you're paying around maybe $1,000 a month. Bills, bills here and there, maybe around bills and food and all that, another $1,000 is gone. Remove taxes, maybe to, I don't know, maybe 500. So you are left with like $500. Sasa $500 utafanya nayo nini? Watu nyumbani wanataka uwasaidie, your siblings, they want you to help them with school fees. Nyumbani mtu akigonjeka wanakuangalia cause uko America. So it's not good. I mean, it's decent, but that should not be your dream, you understand? Like, I like challenging people, yeah? Like, there is money out there actually. Really good money. Really good money in corporate, yeah? I mean, I worked in corporate, man, and I used to work with people making over $200 an hour. $200, guys, an hour. Okay, people making really good money, but you can't make $200 an hour if you don't have the right skills, right? And that's really why I got into the technology space, yeah, because I realized nilikuja huku US kama nilikuwa nimefanya accounting, nilikuwa nimefanya BCom, so but I could not find a job in that space, yeah, very hard, and I figured out that I could actually get really good money, you know, if I joined the tech space. And hapo ndio nilingia technology, and I used to make really good money. You know, I would make over 1 million Kenya shillings a month, which was good. But for me, really, corporate was never my thing. Eh? Have you ever seen like those people? I mean, I'm one of those guys that, and as much as I'm working and I'm doing my job when it comes to corporate work, I never really used to like put in extra, like go that extra mile. Eh? So it was very hard for me also even to get like promotions. I've never managed anybody in my whole life when I was working, you know. So that was never really my thing. I always wanted to do my own thing. I always dreamt of starting my own company, becoming my own boss, you know. So that's all what I wanted. But corporate was never really what I wanted. I never put in so much effort. I just made sure that I worked enough not to get fired. Yeah, that's all I used to do, yeah? Just do enough not to get fired. But my goal was basically, you know, to go out there and you know, solve people's problems, you know, in terms of becoming an entrepreneur. And that's really what I did. So I just worked for 5 years, and after that, and once I had gotten I could have left corporate earlier, but I needed also to have my immigration documents. So once I got my green card, I was ready to move, and I got it the same year. I left the job and started my own thing. So anyways, so having said all that, I mean, you see, that process, as I've said, right, it's cost a lot of money to come. You know, you're gonna need a lot of money, you know, to study here. You can get a student loan for you to study here if you don't have the money. We do actually work with a company called Empower Finance. If you go to our Kenya Lift program website and go to partners, go search the Kenya Airlift program on the internet, yeah? And go to, on that website, if you go to our partners, you can check. One of our partners is Empower Financing, and they give student loans. So if you are coming here to do like a STEM master's program, they don't fund undergraduate. Undergraduate, you can be funded when you are already here. Maybe you are left with like at least at most 2 years left before you graduate, yeah? So, but they mostly fund master students. And lazima unakuja kufanya STEM or a really good MBA. Not just any business program, a good MBA, and also STEM program, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Yeah, because like I said, there is demand for STEM careers. Huh? Yeah. So anyway, so is it worth the effort? Now, also in terms of the timeline, yeah, it's gonna take you on average about 1 year before you get here as a student. Yeah, so it takes time. It takes time. Now, if you also you have to do some exam called GMAT. GMAT will cost you around $250. There's an exam also called GRE. GRE is Graduate Records Examination. It's for those students who are coming to do a master's program that is not business related. It's gonna cost you around $200 and something. So there's some costs that are associated with that whole process. So anyways, so having talked about all the costs and everything, is it really worth it? Is it worth it for you to put all that effort? Is it worth it for you actually to keep on trying and getting denied? The answer is a big yes. Okay? Now, you know, When I was trying to come here as a student, when I started thinking of leaving Kenya and going abroad, I was actually denied visa so many times. I think I've said this many times for those who follow me. I got my visa at the 5th attempt. So I was denied visa 4 times. Now, is it worth that effort? And I remember some of the times going there and men crying and cursing the visa officers and all that, and thinking that, you know, it's not gonna work out. But was it worth it? Absolutely yes. Okay. I always tell people this. You see, because people get denied visa so many times, and they usually also come to me because also we have a visa coaching coaching program where we prep you for you to really know exactly what you need to go out there and explain yourself to the visa officer, because a lot of our people go to the embassy, they get denied. Embassy can be very, very intimidating, so you really have to be on top of your game. I always tell people, like, never, don't give yourself excuses of not coming. If you really want to come and see. Even our own country, Kenya, we have so many problems. So many problems. Oh, people killing you. You go through Nairobi, like huko River Road, umedungwa na visu. You understand? It all depends also where you are, right? Even in this country, ukienda kukaa huko kwa ghetto, huko ndani huko, there'll be a lot of things that will be happening to you. You understand? But if you work really hard, you don't have to be like the richest of the richest. Nimewambia places kama hii, this is a very middle class community. You just need to work hard, get a decent job in corporate, earn like maybe $1 million or so a month. $1 million or so a month when you are smart and you're in, especially in the technology space. You're good. You know, it's easy to get. I mean, $1 million a month, it's not that si pesa mingi sana kupata. I mean, it's not hard to get if you know what you need to do, yeah. And that's really what also we always help people with, yeah. Sipendangi watu wakuja huku alafu wana earn sijui $15, $20. Come on, man. I want you guys to be earning good money, yeah. There's good money out there, really good money. You can earn even $100 an hour, $150 an hour if you have the really good skills. $200 an hour. Yeah, $200 an hour, guys. If you're earning $200 an hour, you're earning over 2 million Kenya shillings a month. And with that money, you can do a lot of things. With 2 million, you can do a lot of things, you know. So this country, there is opportunities, guys. Personally, I've been able to do a lot of things. You know, I was able to, and I got my first job immediately after I graduated from college. That year, I was able to build for my grandparents, because you know me, I was brought up by my grandparents, yeah. So I built for my grandparents a very nice home. Also, I bought him a very nice car. Nowadays, we use it for our business. He used to drive a Subaru Forester. Nice car, you know. My grandpa, he was over 80-something years old when he passed on last year. I brought him here to America. You know, he was able to come. My mom, I've been able to build her a very nice home. Very nice home. Really, I mean, a home that I would have loved to be my own home. Real nice 4-bedroom home with, you know, everything, you know, all en suite. Nice, you know, compound, you know, like everything. You know, she's living the dream, you know. So I've been able to do that because I was given the opportunity to come to this country. And that's why I'm always really willing to help people to come here. Sometimes I get people out there saying, oh, you know what, you know, it's not worthy to come to America, blah, blah, blah. Well, I can tell you for sure because I've gone through this whole process. Yeah? I came as a student. I know the challenges that you face as a student, even trying to find a school, funding, and all that. But once you are done with school, And once you get a good job, which actually you really need someone to hold your hand, for you to be able to get those good, because not many people out there are able to get these really good jobs. So if you're able to find someone who can be able to do that, and that's really what we do in our company, then you're gonna be very, very successful. You'll be able to do a lot of things, a lot of great things back home. You'll be able to help your siblings. I can tell you, I've been able to help so many people. I mean, I support people who are not even my own family. I have kids that I take to school. I pay for them hundreds of thousands of Kenya shillings for them to go through school. They are not my brothers. They are not my sisters, you know. So, apart from what we do in the Kenya Lift program, you know, yeah, I have my own initiative where I actually sponsor kids, you know, to go through, they're like really sharp kids, especially from my primary school and my high school. Yeah, I sponsor them and I pay a lot of money, you know, for them. But I cannot be able to achieve this. I could not have been able to achieve this if I didn't come to this country. That's how I feel like. I'm able to do that because I came here. I was able to take up the, the opportunities that are here, you know. So you can be able to do this.
You've been watching Success with Bob Mwiti Show, brought to you by Upstack America. Come back next time to hear more steps and missteps that I took on the path to becoming a successful immigrant in USA. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn.